Good morning and welcome to the morning show with Angel and Tina and our guests in their fabulous virtual studios. Tina, how are you doing today?
Doing fabulous. Rocking my camo today.
You kind of are. Look at how darling. Are you going to see your son today?
No.
No? Wow. You had the whole little army, they're like the military thing going.
Army shit going on. I probably should have worn this on Veterans Day. I probably will. I'll wear it again on Veterans Day. But I'm an Army mom, so I love the camo look and whatever. I just felt like being a little, taking my girly girl and putting a little camo to it. But gotta still have my
with the earrings. Yeah, very right. She's looking very masculine with her earrings, right?
I'm loving our people in our audience today. We have Sarah Zolecki in the house and Wendy Labat, Dr. Wendy Labat. Welcome, ladies. Welcome.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Sarah, where are you coming to us from?
Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Oh, you got to say it right. What do they say? Minnesota.
Minnesota, yeah. I try not to say Minnesota because my accent doesn't give it away. If I say Minneapolis, I'm fine. But as soon as I say that, you hear the long O's. They're like, oh, yeah, we know.
We can hear it.
We know where she's from.
How about you, Miss Wendy? Tell everybody where you're from.
Wendy?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, the dirty South.
In the dirty South. See?
Yeah.
It's the dirty South.
Sarah, had you heard that phrase before, the dirty South?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, you had?
Angel no, she's like, are you sure they say that? I'm like, I'm
from I don't think I'd ever heard it. Or if I did, it didn't register, like that it didn't sink in. But they keep saying it here. I'm like, who calls it that? Like, well, anyways. All right. Well, welcome, ladies. We're super glad that you are here. I know Wendy, you are on fire this week. Speaking #1 best-selling author, your brand new book coming out. How are you keeping your feet on the ground instead of walking on clouds?
Well, I'm still on cloud 999. I've stepped down just a notch, but I'm excited. I didn't realize having a book and then, having the success that it's had in such a short time could just keep you up. So I'm just
we haven't even started with your marketing campaign yet.
Yeah.
When did you launch your book? Last week?
The 15th of September, and I think by the 18th it was already a bestseller and the #1 new release. So I'm hyped. I was like, what? And I didn't even know it
in the last 2 weeks. How many stages and podcasts and interviews have you had?
Well, let's see. I've had 5, 6 this week already, and then I had last week about 3 last week,
and that was 6 this week. It's only Thursday morning.
Yeah, and I still got some more before. Well, tomorrow I've got one, so I'm still staying pretty busy, and I'm excited, but it can be a little exhausting, but I'm not complaining. I'm still up on the clouds.
That's right.
Stay up there on that cloud. It is so exhilarating when you are launching something like that, and you're just what it is. It's exhausting. You're just because you have to put all of your energy into that interview, and then if you do 3 or 4 a day, you're like, I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
I didn't go nowhere. I just did 4 interviews today, but I'm exhausted.
And I'm a senior citizen, so I didn't realize how that weighs on me. It's like, okay.
You say you're a senior citizen, but we don't believe that you're a senior citizen. That AARP came way too early for you.
Well, I've had mine for a while, I have to say. And I think about my mom because she said, well, my mind says I can do it, but my body says, hell no. So I'm kind of there.
One of our audience members wants to know what the title of your book is.
I just happen to have a copy here. It's Diagnose Your Financial Health.
Right here. You can get it at www.wendylabat.com.
And some people mistake the title as the Financial Cures, but that's really my brand. But it's going to be a series. The Financial Cures is a series, but Diagnose Your Financial Health is the first of the series.
It's the title of your book, and you can get it. Where can you get it at?
You can get it at Amazon.com. If you can't remember the title, just put in Dr. Wendy Labat, and it pops right up. And that's Labat.
diagnose your financial health. I'm so proud of you, Wendy. She put it out and we were doing something on Amazon and I found it. I'm like, it's already up there selling. And
I
she
think
has
we were
been
doing it
getting,
in the green room one day before the Angel and Tina morning show, and she was like, "Oh my God!"
That's what I said. And when I went to just get a copy of the book cover, I saw #1 new release. I'm like, wow. And I made a screenshot. I sent it to Angel. I said, did you see this? Did you see this? And I was like, hey, I didn't even really know how to look all that stuff up, and I didn't have to. It was just right there. So I said,
It
thank
is kind of confusing because when I did mine, I called her. I'm like, she's like, "Is this the #1 bestseller?" I'm like, "I don't know. How can I see it? It says 1 and this and #2 and this and #1 and it says #1 bestseller." I'm like, I don't think that's true.
that's true. That is so funny. I've had people, when I send them screenshots of their books sitting on the bestseller list, they're like, are you joking? Is this like photoshopped? Are you messing with me? I'm like, no, you really are on the bestseller list. And they're like, really? It happened? It totally happened. Well, Wendy, I'm so excited. I'm so excited for you. This has been a long time coming, and lots more exciting things down the pike. Miss Sarah, what exciting thing has been going on in your world recently?
Oh my gosh. Well, I run an online business, right? So as you can imagine, through the quarantine and just this unbelievable crazy times, like our business has doubled, if not tripled. And so it's been a huge blessing, but it's been a lot of work, right? And but it's been interesting. I mean, I have two little kids. I have a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. I'm one of the late bloomers and started having kids at 40. And so I'm kind of like, what was I thinking? But it's been incredible. So it's been, it's been trying to adjust, right? And wearing all these hats. And as you guys know, being, moms and grandparents, it's like spinning all these plates and trying to be fully present, right, at all times, along with having that, balance, which my opinion, I feel like it's a myth, really. But that's probably a whole nother conversation.
Right?
But yeah, so it's been incredible. It's been a great time, and I really believe that through all these times, I mean, this is when people start their own businesses. This is when people take those dreams that they shelved and dust them off and say, hey, you know what, like now's as good time as any to do something. It's kind of like you wrote your book, right? Doctor, you're like, hey, I'm gonna do this, right? And so that's what I think is so interesting during these times, is that there's some incredible things that are being birthed at the same in the midst of a little bit of chaos, right?
Are your kids homeschooled?
No, oh my gosh. I thought I would be, no. I know I look like I could be a teacher, but I'm not.
It's funny how when this all started, they're like, now I realize how much teachers should get paid more because I am a teacher. I am a mom. I'm so supposed to do this during these hours. I'm not supposed to be teaching them.
Yes. Yeah. I did think about it for about 30 seconds, and then I was like, it's just, it wouldn't work. I mean, my husband and I, we run our business together, right? And so we run a big business. And so I'm just like, I just don't know how I can do all of it and do it fairly well. And so my daughter's in kindergarten, so she's going to a private Montessori school this year. And then my son is, doing the hybrid program. So we are kind of doing our best that we can with that. But, I think about, so many parents that are in just tough situations right now. You know what I mean? My heart goes out, and I get sad sometimes. I tear up. So number one, I'm so very grateful for my business. And number two, I wish I could help more. I feel like, as a mom, I'm like, man, how could I be out there more in the community with helping these parents that, I mean, they're just exhausted. They're working 2 jobs, coming home, trying to help their kids, distant learning, doing all of it.
Like the
And
the
it's
single
tough.
moms who
That's
are
what I mean.
I'm
Exactly.
like, how are they even doing this? Like,
exactly. Oh, I pray a lot.
Can't have daycare and they have to do homeschooling. How are they going to work? And
Oh, I know.
homeschool at the same time. I'm just like, oh my gosh, thank goodness.
Right. And not even just, and even more than that, like the psyche of the kids, right? Not being around and being able to go out and the interaction and the engagement and the friendships and the
Oh,
just the lessons, right? Growing up lessons that happen when you're out in the world are not
Or
happening.
even if they're like the only child, God forbid they're the only child and they have no other, social skills at all with any other kids for
Well,
6,
I
7
mean, but
years.
even for even as an adult, I don't leave my house very often, right? We're all here. Everything is in here, right? We're having things delivered. We're working from home. I left the house the other day and I thought, what a bubble. Like we all just have these little pods of
Right?
just our friends, just this very limited exposure. And then I don't know. It's kind of freaky actually when you start to think it's like we're all in our own little pods. Do you remember that? Did you ever see the movie Wall-E? The Disney movie Wall-E, where they're on the spaceship. They send them all up to be protected, right, from the Earth because the Earth is dying and polluted. And they all live in like these little cars, like these little mobile scooters. And what's in front of them, they all have their little screens in front of them. Even though somebody might be next to them, they're talking to them through this. It's kind of freaky.
It is kind of like that.
Yeah. And so we're all like just this, and they all get fatter and fatter and fatter as each generation because nobody's exercising. Yeah.
I'm not claiming that part. I'm not claiming that part.
I'm gonna have to distance myself from that, even though it's happening.
I'm not speaking that out of my mouth.
Distance myself from the refrigerator, please.
So the other night, I pretty much have been living in, yoga pants and all of this. Well, the other night we went to the airport to pick up some friends and I put my jeans on, which I thought pretty good. Got my jeans on. But when I got in the car to sit down, I was like, oh, I have to unbutton them.
You didn't want to pop Jay's eye out with your butt.
Oh my God. That's how my daughter is. So she's 5. So she always tells me, like, if I put a shirt on and she's like, oh, are you going on Zoom? Like she knows. Like she knows.
Oh, Mommy, you have makeup on today. You must
always. She always asks me that. Or if I brush she's like, oh, what are you doing? Because I'm like, I brush my hair or whatever.
Right.
So, it's so funny that the kids know
Mommy,
too, right?
You look pretty today.
Yeah, you must be going on Zoom. You must be going on Zoom. Well, ladies, today, October 1, we are officially, we kind of have been counting down like 100 business days left of the year, 100 this days, 100. We are officially in the last quarter of the year. If I know a lot of us try and cut off early in December, but this is officially less than 100 days till the end of the year, our last 90 days in this quarter. Does that change anything for you? Like what is that? I don't know. Does that trigger something special for the last end of the year? How about for you, Miss Wendy?
Well, it does, because I read this book, The 12-Week Year. So today is my January 1st.
Yep.
And normally, I'm about to get into the Medicare open enrollment, then the Affordable Care Act open enrollment, which are busy times for me, but they're only like 45-day, windows. But now that I have my new book and I'm about to do a media campaign and a book tour, then that's, giving me, it's going to really help me in the year, because one of my clients bought several books that he's given out for Christmas presents, which I said, okay, that is a good present. And then he's getting his fraternity of 200 people in his chapter to buy the book. And it's like, okay, this is a good little idea for me to put that out there. So it's really exciting because I can end the year better than I normally would with my, open enrollment, but get the new year off right. And not just for me, but for the people that read the book and take advantage of the information in it. So, people get caught up with spending at holidays and getting over, out of their budget. But this, kind of help them get a better way of thinking as they go into the new year.
That's so exciting. That is so exciting. We teach how to sell your book and how to get those sales. 200 copies of a book is an extra $5,000 in revenue, I mean, this is not little chump change, right? And most of it is done online. It's done through residual revenue, right? All of that. And so it's a nice little extra little boost that you can do quarterly, monthly, weekly, daily. Like, what do you want? Like, what do you want your numbers to be? So if you are sitting on a book, you are sitting on a million. We've been singing the Boy George song, comma, 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 a million. That's our theme song, right? Because
That
we're
is the Tickle Pink Media theme song. Sung by Angel Tassie herself.
I wish I could sing. I wish I could sing. I wish I could belt it out. Like I wish.
We
So
have 3 kids that can sing. We need to start recording them.
no, yeah, because Angel can't sing. Angel can't sing.
What about you, Sarah? What are you planning on doing for the next 90 days? The last quarter of the year that's gonna skyrocket your 2021.
Well, I love what Dr. Wendy said, because I really believe that. I mean, I believe that how you end a year, is how you go into the next year. And so I think sometimes when people have, goals of things they want to hit, they feel like by the time they get to this, this time period, a lot of people take their foot off the gas, you know what I mean? And they're kind of like, you know what? Yeah. Well, or I didn't even come close to what I wanted to do. You know what? Maybe I'll just regroup and then I'll just start jamming January 1.
Dude, they say that. I just want to
all the time. All the time. Yeah. I'm just like, don't do that. Like, that is not a winner mentality.
You have 90 days. Do you know what you can do in the next 90 days of your business?
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
You're like, yeah, I'll just wait. It's, holidays are coming. Nobody does this. Nobody has home parties anymore. Nobody wants to buy this. Nobody wants to join a business. You do not know that.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I think too, like, as you guys were talking, like the word reinvention keeps popping up in my head today. So I don't know, someone that's listening to hear this, is that it's a good time to reinvent yourself. Every once in a while, you need to reinvent yourself. You need to, it's the things that you wanted to do. Like it's time to step into that, right? And we all go through these different seasons. And I know 2020 has been difficult for many, many, many people. And, but it doesn't have to end that way. Right? Like we choose. Right? We choose. Like people always tell my husband and I, like, you guys are so joyful. You know why we're joyful? Because we choose joy every day. Like, you know what I mean? Like that is how we live. You know what I mean? We don't let people steal our peace. I tell people, like, guys, if you don't have peace, it's because you gave it to somebody else. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Right. So I think for us, like, how we choose to show up every day and be fully present with our kids and in our marriage and in our business, like, that's hard, but we all choose our hard, right? Like pick it. I'd rather choose that type of hard.
Right. And I'd choose joy than choose sadness or.
Definitely. So I want to encourage people, like the reinvention of you is good. I mean, there's been, I tell people every year, like if you don't have to reintroduce yourself to you, like you're in trouble. Like you need to be continuously, right, stepping into the next version of you, whatever that looks like. We're all still imperfect and quirky and unique and all that, but we still need to make sure that like we're constantly just evolving into that next level, right? I mean, I'm very inspired. I take inspired action every day because I'm just like, I just feel like I have such an obligation to be a lighthouse. Right. You know what I mean? Yes. We choose to be a lighthouse or not. And I'm like, that's me. Like, that's my, I mean, if someone said, what's your mission statement? My mission statement is very simple. I am a lighthouse. Like, that's it. Period. End of story.
Instead of I am an island, I am in lighthouse.
Exactly. Exactly. So for us, as crazy as it sounds, Angel, we are business as usual. Like nothing, we're just steady, you know. And
I'll tell you what, though, there is something brilliant about steady. Yeah. I think that with entrepreneurs, sometimes we get so excited about the new shiny.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to go try this. Oh, I'm going to go do this. We don't finish anything. We don't stick, right? You know, and we've seen the staggering statistics of small businesses closing, right? 3 out of 5 close, or most close 3 to 5 years, never hit 6 figures, right? Busy but broke. Sarah, there's something, and I want to say the word sexy, but I know you got a 5-year-old like around. So
no, you can say sexy. We say sexy. It's all good.
there's something sexy about the consistency and staying the course. What am I doing today? Same thing I was doing yesterday. I am building, I'm growing. I love, Sarah, I get so inspired by, our guests, but the reinvention of don't, if it's not working, I'm going to show up as this $1 million CEO, right?
Yeah.
I can show up I'm going to show up as a best-selling author, as one of the top 50 influencers, right? I'm going to show up as that person.
January 1st. You don't really necessarily have to wait until January 1st to start your life again. Or to start a daily habit, or to start a New Year's resolution or anything. Today can be your January 1st.
Yeah. Shay Brown talks about that all the time, right? Today is my January 1st. And then you said I take inspired action every day. Think about the legacy Sarah is leaving, right? With her children, with her family, with her clients, I'm just got goosebumps on all of that, Sarah. You inspired me today.
Yay!
Yeah, we're gonna take inspired action.
Well, so I'm a little bit reinventing myself right now. My husband and I have lived in this house. My family, we've lived in this house for 20 years. Our children grew up here. My baby
I'm in shock. I'm in shock.
My baby turns 23 next week. We're putting our house on the market tomorrow, and we're gonna sell the house and move.
You have heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
You have heard it first here on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. Angel Tessie has put her house on the market, and she is moving.
And it's going to sell very fast because she has a beautiful, immaculate home. It's beautiful. So you'll get an offer right away. Matter of fact, you'll get multiple offers. We're claiming that.
On Sunday afternoon is when her offer is coming. I've already manifested it.
Sunday
afternoon, her offer is going to come. And on Tuesday, when we do our Connect Summit, she's going to be in a hotel room.
I'll be in a hotel room. But we're the only 4-bedroom home within a 5-mile radius that's on the market. And so it's 4 bedrooms plus an office. So for those, and I was telling my family, I'm like, there's a family that is praying for this house. Like this house needs a family, right? It's just designed for a family. There's elementary school, middle school, high school, all within
the high school is literally right behind you, right?
Yeah, across the green belt, right? But yeah, it is. I told him, I'm like, there's a family praying for this house right now. This house truly needs little kids, and it needs a family. I don't have those right now. My babies moved out to Florida, so we're gonna head to Florida and reinvent.
Wow. So what part of where are you going in Florida? Do you know?
We're gonna look in Orlando.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. So,
why are you laughing?
Because I've known this. I didn't think she was gonna tell everybody right now.
I know. Well, I hope your kids even know. They're listening right now. They're like, oh my God.
I had to call my mom.
Secret this whole time.
We've called my mom. Jay called his parents. Our kids know. Yeah. So our close family knows. But and now the neighbors know because the for sale sign went up in the yard last night. So
so you're speaking it into existence. That's what's happening. So you'll be in Florida soon.
Yeah. We are so excited. But it is
the choice, the decision. She took inspired action in a 24-hour period.
Yeah.
Kind of it feels like I made a snap decision, but it's really been, moving in that direction. And so then when it was right, we could make all these other things were in place. So we could make a decision, right? And let our yes be yes.
You're going to be closer to me.
I am going to be closer to you. But reinvention, right? Show up today. Who do you want to be? Sometimes we have to tell ourselves, I've got my mantras. I had to take them down because we had to clean up, but in my bathroom window, right? Or in my medicine cabinet about, I run this amazing company. I run, I lead, I inspire, I am this person, right? We have to say that. Anything that we say after those 2 words I am, our brain believes that, right? And so
even if you're not in that space, your brain doesn't know that. So it starts acting like that's what is already happening. You know, and I teach so many of my clients that, you know, don't say I'm going to, say I am.
I am.
I am.
It
I
is
am.
happening now. I am a millionaire. I am running a successful business. I am attracting money easily and effortlessly every single day.
Right?
Yes.
Become
Like
obsessed. Become obsessed with what you want,
And
right?
I want to tell a story about, my family. I've been working from home. I've been, been successful, but I guess they think it's so easy because I guess I make it look easy. But my youngest son, he came out to Denver with me and, worked with me on the expo. And, when my book came, before he said, "Ma, I can't wait to read your book." And then he said, "I'm going to write a book." It's like, okay, he's a senior in college now. And he's already has a business. Matter of fact, has a couple businesses, but now he wants to write a book. And, and my oldest son's like, "Ma," he took a picture. "We got our books today." We got our book. And, just the fact that they're seeing the products of, my effort and acknowledging it. And I guess it gives them a different perspective about me. I'm not just mom, that goes out and travels and does her thing,
It works. You know, what do you do?
Yeah. And
Angel and we've been talking, and it's like when you write a book, it almost elevates you to like
yeah.
next level. They're like, "Oh, what do you do? You're a coach? You're a speaker? What do you really do?" "Oh, I wrote a book." "Oh, you wrote a book? Ooh."
And even my grandson, he's 17, and I sent him the picture and everything. He said, "Mimi, what's the name of that book? Where can they get it? I got people that want to buy it." It's like, okay, that's good. So I'm gonna send him a copy. And everybody's talking it up. And I know Angel was saying we needed to wait until we proofed everything. But once I told my immediate family, they started telling everybody. So especially my husband, he is my marketing guru.
Aw,
And it's just
he's
been
proud of
awesome. It's
you.
just awesome. Yeah, it's been awesome.
And I remember when I sent my gratitude journal to my sister, she had it on her nightstand, and my nephews, he was like 8, I think my oldest one, and he was like, "That's Titi. Titi's on a book. Titi's famous." And like he did not understand. He was just like, "Oh, my Titi's famous." And then he gets on. We do Marco Polo back and forth, and he's like, "Titi, you're famous. Look at this. You're on the back of the book." And I was like, "Really?"
There's something about that, the fact that you've written a book that people can relate to. Like, I get what a book is, right? I've read books. I get it. Like
They don't understand you being
my
a
mom
or
has
coach
no idea
or-
what I do, right? She
Mhm.
has no clue, like absolutely none. Somebody was asking her and she says, "I know what 2 out of 3 of my kids do, but I'm not so sure about Angel." And
That's something, but I really don't know.
so somebody was asking her, and she had all the buzzwords. She's like, "Well, she helps with marketing and publicity and visibility and branding." Like, she had all these buzzwords. And the person said, "Well, has she ever run her own business?" And my mom says, "Well, she talks about it." I'm like, "Mom,
You haven't been running your own business for the last 10 years.
no, this is not, right? This is not a business because I'm sitting at home, right? Like, this is zero idea of
You
how
do
to relate.
nothing all day. You're eating bonbons, watching novellas.
I know, right? That's all we do. That's all
Sarah,
we do. We put on a shirt when we're doing a Zoom,
right?
right?
We put the pink shirt on and do our hair. Sarah,
Yeah,
what
exactly.
does your mom think that you do? Does your mom know like what you do?
Oh yeah, because she's seen me speak. She's seen. Oh yeah, our both of Tony's side and my side. I mean, they're like our #1 fans, because they know that we work hard in the trenches, right? They see what we do day in and day out, and they definitely know. I mean, yeah, it's really cool. I mean, they weren't always super supportive because obviously, I've been in network marketing 23 years, right? And people have all these preconceived notions of what they think it is. When the reality is we build a business like anybody else. I mean, I build a book of business. If you're in insurance, if you're in any type of sales, like
Yeah.
it ain't no different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's educating and helping them understand like, hey guys, this is what we do, so
They say, "Oh, it's that triangle pyramid thing." You're like, "Yeah, just
Yeah.
like yours." The
Yeah.
CEO and the vice president's right there, and the other people are right there. You're down here. Yes, just like that.
yeah, exactly. So hey, so real quick, I want to actually piggyback on something that you guys have brought up because it's really weird that you guys have talked about this, but you talked about the I am statements. One of the exercises that I did when I was kind of like trying to find myself, especially on social media, kind of like figuring out like, how do I actually stand out? How do I get people to pay attention? How do I, how do I, show up best as me, because for a long time, it's very easy on social media for us to kind of like, we see everybody else. And so we try to emanate that and we fall short, right? There's massive disconnect. Nobody's in line with you. Nobody wants to buy because you're not showing up as you. And so one of the things that I did is I sat down and I put a piece of paper down, and on the top I said, what do I want to be known as? What am I known for? Or what do I aspire to be? And I literally did a brain dump. And I did a brain dump, and I just dumped everything out, And it's crazy because I'm sitting in my office, and right next to me right now, you guys were talking about this. It's so crazy. This was my original list. Okay. So this was my list that I sat down with
today. Yeah. Tell us what.
What's on there?
What are the things, right?
Give us some of the things that are on there.
They're simple things, right? Guess what the number one thing was, guys? Lighthouse.
Okay.
So lighthouse, hopeful, fun, humor, silly. I love to travel. I love my family. I'm a mom. I love business. I love style. People know that. I love interior design. People see that on social media, right? I can make fun of myself. I'm uplifting. I'm a professional encourager. I'm always working on me. I work from home. I run a global online business. I'm a master connector. Relationships and friends are important to me. Contribution and missions is my heart, right? So here's what's cool about this. Everything that I did on social media from here on out, how I showed up, was all based on this. If it was anything else, I didn't do it. So now I always consistently go back to my list, and I'm like fully in line, right? And in the flow. And so I think that's something too that's so important, is if you are reinventing yourself right now, how do you want to show up?
Say those questions again, Sarah.
Okay, so what do you want to be known for? Right? What are you already maybe known as? Too, right? Because there might be a few of them. And then what do you aspire to be?
Aspire to be. I love that.
You can take all three of them, right? And then this is how I walk my life every day. This is how I walk it out.
That's going to help me in decluttering and cleaning my house too, about what am I really going to pack up and take with me?
What are things? Okay, Sarah says, what do I aspire to be?
What do I aspire to be?
I really aspire to wear this
instead of does this bring me joy? Does this help what I aspire to be?
Does this bring me, Sarah?
I need to write a book on that, right? She wrote a book on tidying up.
Do that one simple book for everybody to declutter. It made Goodwill and all these consignment shops overpowering. Everybody was clearing out their stuff, rolling up their socks and rolling up their tank tops.
I used to talk about her in my presentation about the impact that she was making. But Sarah, you've got a book inside of you. I want to read your bio. I'm going to read both of you, so
I have a lighthouse book.
Can get to know you guys a little bit better. And I just love, we're like, hey, what are some things you want us to ask you? And you said I can jam with anything. I love that. But Sarah, it's Zolecki,
yeah.
Zolecki.
It sounds like so lucky, but Zolecki.
Zolecki.
Oh.
My maiden name was Zaborowski, so I wanted to put the S in there because it was just natural for me. But she's a master connector. She is a lighthouse. She brings to the table a winning combination, 20 years of experience in the field and a contagious passion for people. She is widely known as a predominant 7-figure influencer in the direct sales and network marketing arena. She's one of the top rated and sought after female industry trainers. She's been a speaker at GoPro, the most powerful women in network marketing, Believe event, Mastermind event, Real Savvy Success, and numerous publications. Her story from being a nanny to now sitting on a committee at the White House with the 50 most influential businesswomen. Oh my gosh, really comes from her tireless drive to become the best version of herself. 7 years ago, she and her husband, Tony, started from scratch and have built an impressive global $100 million a year business with over 900,000 customers. They sit on the advisory board of their company. They're proud of the 100 plus rock stars that earn 6 and 7 incomes inside of their team. She's inspired hundreds and thousands to run with her vision, and she lives in Minneapolis with her hunk of a hubby. and they're two beautiful kids. I love it. I call my husband Mr. Eye Candy. So I love that you describe him that way. Sarah, so yesterday we all got a little giddy because one of somebody in our network is publishing her book, and she wrote her list of 50 top influencers that she, says you need to follow. And Tina and I were on the list, so we were super giddy. So when I see though, but you were on the committee of the White House with the 50 most influential.
She's up there, bowed out.
Yeah. But that's a whole nother crazy story, you guys. It's just like if you are walking in your purpose, you guys know what happens. Like stuff just happens to you. And like, I mean, my background, I was, when I got introduced to network marketing, I was 21 years old. I was a nanny. I had no business being in business at all. Right. But I was hungry. I was passionate. I was like, I know there's something more for my life. But I just didn't know what. And I just have been working on myself for so long. And one of my girlfriends actually had reached out to me a couple of years ago and said, hey, what's the best email for you? And I gave her my email or whatever. And I said, why? And she goes, oh, well, you're getting an invitation to the White House. And I was like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's really funny. Like, it was like, I was like, whatever, I was like total joke. And, so a day went by, a couple days went by, I totally forgot. And then I got an email and I thought it was spam, like no joke. I thought it was spam. And then I was like,
get it. You're like, the White House, really?
Yeah, exactly. Right. It's like one of those things that like, hey, we want to wire you $20 million. Like,
hey, I'm a king.
Right.
I want to marry you and send you all my money.
Yeah, exactly. So I get this email. I'm like, yeah, this is so crazy. So I call her. I'm like, okay, I just got this email. And she goes, yeah, I told you you're getting an invitation. And I'm just like, this is so crazy. So I go through the whole security process, background checks, what have you. I jumped on the plane the next week, like literally 4 days later. And then like we went to the White House. Like it was so crazy. And so I was sitting around the table. I will tell you, I almost didn't go. Like I reevaluated for about a day and a half because I went through all the junk that we go through, whether it's a woman or man. It's the, what am I going to bring to the table? Like, I feel like I'm not good enough. Like, oh my God, why me? Like, what am I, you know what I mean? And I just said, I have to say yes, even though I'm not ready, right? What a lesson, right? Just say yes, even if you're not ready. And so I did it. And I don't know if I've ever been so scared as I was then. Like, I think about like all the moments in my life, I was so nervous. The whole plane ride, going there, the whole thing, even when I first walked in, because these women are just uber successful all the way, like so many, all of them are running nonprofits on top of their, running CEOs, writers, authors, oh my God, you name it, right?
And here you are, just a 7-figure income earner. I mean, come on, Sarah.
I know, but you guys know what I mean, right? It's like that. I'm like, the reality is I'm like the girl next door. So right. I'm going there going, what am I going to be able to bring to the table? And so it's just learning how to, like, it was such an incredible experience for me. And it's just, my lesson in it was, and I did a Facebook Live on this, was like, say yes even when you're not ready, say yes. So anyway, so that's kind of like my little story, kind of like
so were they impressed by you?
I hope so. I mean, I was just me. I don't know how else to show up except this.
You're the lighthouse.
And you ended up being on
I'm the lighthouse. I mean, of course, right?
Awesome. I love that. I love that story. And I love the fact that you just went and said, I'm doing it. I don't care.
Yeah. I'm like, I have to do this. Like, I don't want to have, what a regret, right?
Right. What a regret. And I think for many of us, like we've all had a story where I don't think I'm ready. I don't think I have what it takes, but I'm saying yes anyways. And I say, if you like have one foot in terrified and one foot in excited, right, you are ready to launch.
That's
right?
where you want to be.
Absolutely. Absolutely. What a testimony. What an inspiration to Sarah, to people who are following you. Cause we think I always say done is better than none. Done is better than perfect.
Oh, I love that.
Just start, just go. There's an opportunity, like the opportunities are in front of us, but we've got to take the snack, right? We've got to take that action ourselves. And okay. So now, right. From nanny to here, what was, I don't know, what's your trade secret for the success, not giving up and not letting it kind of eat you
Took
alive?
inspired action.
You know, it's funny. I think all of us, right? Tony Robbins talks about this, is that we all have this like need to feel loved, right? And I grew up in an amazing family. My parents are like salt of the earth. Like we didn't have a lot of money, but man, we were like rich in like love. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, we were so wealthy. It was crazy that way, right? And I got in that business because, you know, as silly as it sounds at the beginning, like I wanted to be somebody. I wanted to be somebody, you know, and I think for for me, it's like I love I love being in an environment where I get to encourage people and love on people, because I know so many people, like I don't even know the last time they maybe got that.
Mm.
And the fact that I get to do that, like it's like it's such an honor, actually. I mean, that's how it's really an honor. So like I get choked up thinking about it, because my job is I get to love on people. Like, what a great job.
Yeah.
What a great job. What a great job to take someone that doesn't believe in themselves and you get to watch that transformation. Like there is no high better than that. That's the thing for me that I just like, I love, like I'm so addicted to that piece, right? The transformation of seeing someone and then just stepping into just stepping into their own is just like, yeah, like that's what it's about. So I think for me, like, why did I keep going when I take 2 steps backwards and or 2 steps forwards and 3 steps backwards, or I'd bring people in my business that quit, or, there's different things that would happen. What is because of that? It's the people thing. It's the, I think my parents did such a great job of just instilling on just being the giver, and instilling on always coming from a place of like contribution, like I'm working so hard with my little kids in regards to that right now, because I just know that, oh my gosh, I mean, sky's the limit. If they can figure out that principle, I mean, they're going to be incredible citizens. And I just think that as parents and just as people, like we need to do a much, much better job of that. We really do. I mean, that's what the world needs right now is that.
I love that you said that you love loving on people, because you never know when's the last time they felt that, right? Because
all the time,
know what anybody is going through.
Yeah. When was the last time they were celebrated? Someone told them they were proud of them. They did a great job. They did some, hey, I'm proud of you for taking a step out and doing that, even though it was scary. Like, way to do that. Like, when were they told any of those things?
Right.
If you ask a lot of people, we just, it's hard. We're in our own little bubbles, like you talk about. But like, if we really ask those questions to people, I think so many of us would be so shocked on how many have not for a very long time, or if ever. When's
the last time somebody said you're amazing? When's the last time somebody said you can do this? I believe in you.
Yeah.
It is those things. And then we sometimes get these celebrations that we really don't celebrate. Something happened yesterday and Angel was like, oh, I'm so proud of you. You did this. And I'm like, what? I don't understand. She's like, you did this. And I went, oh, well, it was just this. And she's like, no, it is not just that.
Yeah. I love that. Yeah.
You did something amazing. You had a milestone. You had an achievement. Like we do. We have to celebrate.
But we push it to the, it was just that.
Yeah.
It was just, it's just this. Like with Sarah, when you went to the White House, I'm just me. I'm I don't deserve to go to this thing. I don't have this multi-million-dollar this or this book or this #1 selling, whatever. And I'm not the CEO of a nonprofit. But you were invited.
Yeah.
That's something to celebrate. That was something,
yeah.
Celebrate your successes, right? And we do. We just go
no matter how small.
Next.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, we do. Okay, I want to introduce Miss Wendy Labat. We're having such a good time with you guys. I've got to stay.
The time is going by so fast.
Dr. Wendy Labat is a breast cancer conqueror, entrepreneur, financial strategist, speaker, and best-selling author. She has her Doctor of Business Administration in entrepreneurship and over 36 years of experience as an entrepreneur. She is the CEO of the Financial Cures LLC. They cover financial, insurance, tax, entrepreneurial, and business strategies. She's been featured in several publications such as Authority Magazine, Success Profiles Magazine, Black Enterprise, The Atlanta Tribune, PBS American Portrait. Oh, I lost my place. The Lemonade Legend Magazine.
The list goes on and
Right.
on.
Wow.
That was just this week, folks.
That was this week.
Yeah.
Right? Top entrepreneur, business owner by Marquis Who's Who, board member, board of directors, community development, active member of her church, member of the National Society of Leadership and Success. I mean, the list goes on and on. Miss Wendy, I'm so excited that you're here. Dr. Wendy Labat.
Well, accolades. I'm like Sarah. I just want to be a lighthouse. You know, I love that. And that's the name of your book, Sarah. Be a lighthouse. But you know, just
is her microphone down?
Done. Sorry, Wendy, you're quiet.
Oh shoot, that's what I'm talking about. These. Can you hear me now?
No, it's the same. You were really good, and now all of a sudden it's quiet.
And it would have to do it when it's time for me to talk.
Right. That's because you're ready to make such an impact.
Right.
The technology, you're just too much energy for the technology.
Yeah, but I don't know. My internet looks like it's going down or something.
Maybe take yourself off of video.
Just for a minute. Let's see if we take you off video, if it'll reset. Sometimes it does that, right? When it's pulling on the bandwidth. And so for any of our listeners, if you're ever, on a Zoom or you're doing a chat and if you're freezing up, just take your camera off video for a moment and it does kind of like a little reset.
Itself.
Yeah. So yeah, good little tip, right?
Oh,
yes.
Wendy, you're still very low, darling.
Well, I'm on my phone now.
Look, we're like, huh?
What about now? Is that better?
It is not. It is not,
Oh,
Wendy.
We can hear you, but it's very, very low.
It's still not even on the phone? I think I'm delayed on the phone. Okay, well, I don't know if I talk any louder. Can you hear anything now?
Can you call in? Can you call in?
We have a next caller. Dr. Wendy Labat is calling.
Okay, I'm gonna mute you. I'm gonna mute you here, Wendy, and then let you call in, and maybe through the phone.
Well, how about you go to commercial break really quick while she can get herself back on.
And then my realtor just sent me, my house just got listed on the MLS. So
it's happening, Angel.
It's a little. I'm just a little nervous.
It's just a little nervous. She's like, Tina, you do realize that we have because we Sarah. For those of you guys who don't know, Angel and I do a virtual Connect Summit every month, once a month, and we bring on 10 speakers. And we bring everybody in and we give somebody a platform to, to speak, and then somebody, people platform to hear all these amazing speakers. And so Tuesday is our eighth annual, our eighth Connect Summit. And Michelle Cunningham, Domingo Silvas.
You keep talking, Tina.
Oh, Domingo Silvas is going to be our keynote speakers. It's going to be from 1 to 6 p.m. Eastern. So if you guys need to register, we're going to put the link below.
We're going to try it.
Okay, how does that work?
I don't know.
Okay, please.
So I have Wendy on my phone.
Wendy, you're our next caller, Wendy.
Should I mute myself on the FaceTime? On the Zoom? Or
yes.
Okay.
Look at Sarah and I are like, huh?
How is that? Is that better?
Well,
it's going to echo.
But I'm
mute your person. Yeah, there you go.
I've muted.
No, she's on my phone.
So that's
this is not going to work. I was gonna say, Angel, you mute yourself, but that ain't gonna work either.
She's
you gotta love technology.
So are you guys okay with the echo, or should I just cut it?
Okay, so let's cut. I'm gonna hang up. I'm gonna hang this up.
Cut.
Okay. All right. So now let's unmute you here, Wendy.
Is that any better?
It is a little bit. It is a little better. So use your outside voice.
Okay.
Use your yelling voice that you yell at your kids with.
Okay, guys, is that any better? I hope it is. I said that's why I said technology. That's why I came on early trying to make sure everything was fine. And here, right when it's time for me to talk, it messes up. But that's okay.
It's
That's
okay.
okay. But I wanted to just say that, you know, what Sarah was saying, being the lighthouse, that's what's important. When you have, no matter how many accolades you have, you shine based on your inner light and not all the other facade stuff, because, you know, that doesn't really make a difference. But I'm just excited to have been influenced by you guys, Sarah. I'm going to definitely use that lighthouse analogy because I love it. And that's the name of your new book, you know, Be a Lighthouse.
Be a Lighthouse by Sarah
Yeah,
Tony
Be the
Zolecki.
Lighthouse. Yeah. So you got, when you put that out there, I'm definitely want an autographed copy to go with in my collection, my library.
Oh, you're so sweet. All right. You got it. No pressure on me now, guys.
Yeah.
No.
So when are you going to write it, Sarah?
I know exactly. Oh my gosh. I would have
You'll know
never
when the
came on
time
here
is
if I
right.
knew this was going to happen.
No, you'll know when the time is right, you know, because it's your time. It's based on what, you know, the spirit leads you to do
Yes,
and when you're
definitely.
supposed to do it. And you're doing the right thing. Do it when it's time. Because just my own story, I wanted to be a medical doctor. And that was, you know, I was straight arrow about it. You know, I went to high school, got out early, went to college, finished in 4 years, and I didn't get accepted to medical school. And I didn't have a plan B. So I was really kind of devastated. But, you know, I happened into business. It wasn't my plan. I didn't even take any business courses in college. But once I got into business, you know, I had made a lot of money in the science field and working in the lab and all that. But I didn't really like what I was doing because I wanted to be a medical doctor and I didn't want to settle for anything less. But once I got into business, I wasn't making the money that I was used to, but it didn't matter because I was really enjoying what I was doing. So I didn't have any business experience. I didn't really have any money to work with, but here I am 36 years later, still in business. And you talk about your parents not knowing what you did. My mother used to say, you need to get a job, Wendy. It's like, I got a job. You know, my business is my job. Just because I'm not punching somebody else's clock doesn't mean I don't have a job. And once I got an award for my business being the business of the year, I flew her into Atlanta from Chicago, and she went to the fair. It was all, you know, after 5, you know, formal attire. And then on the way home, she said, Wendy, I guess you do have a job. It's like, yeah, my business is my job and I provide jobs for other people. So, you know, she was old school. And back then it was, you know, go to school, get a good education, get a good job, work there forever, and then retire. But, you know, and that's how I started. But once I got when I went for my master's degree, it was in healthcare administration. It was an MBA. And I was taught, you know, the hospitals were nonprofit and this is a strategy. And as soon as I graduated, hospitals were non-regulated. They were for profit. They were advertising appendectomy this time of the month to get the best deal. And it's like, I didn't learn any of this stuff. So, you know, it's not about the formal education, even though I've got my doctorate degree, which is really an expensive marketing tool, but it's still, you know, like I said, the real world and following your spirit and what the Lord is teaching you and leading you to do. When you get that nudging, then if you follow that, then you're going to be okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's inspiring. Both of you have just been so, I love the combination, the banter that's been happening here. I do need to let our audience know, take a little break and tell you all about our fabulous sponsors who bring the Angel and Tina morning show to you every single day, weekdays at 11 a.m., the bright start to your morning. Of course, Sarah and Dr. Wendy, you being here this morning is really what makes our show so possible. You come on unscripted, willing to share life. And so we are so grateful for you. We're also super grateful for our sponsors. Bliss by the Lake Boutique. They were the first sponsor to come on board And so we love what you're doing and we want to support you. Check them out online at Bliss by the Lake Boutique on their Facebook page. They've got fabulous clothing. They do fashion shows, trunk shows. They ship all over the world. And they are a sponsor of the Angel and Tina Morning Show. So when you go and find them, tell them you heard about them here and thank them for supporting us. Zondra TV Network. We are digitally streamed on all those smart TV on-demand platforms that you love watching. And if you would love to have your own TV show, you can take your content, your podcast, your YouTube, all of that, and start your own production. Check them out at beonztv.com, beonztv.com to get your own production going today. And then if you're just feeling a little overwhelmed, right? How do I get it all done? Well, here's your secret. Don't hire a virtual assistant or a team of VAs. And when you go to sonicva.com and mention the Angel and Tina Morning Show, they're going to give you a 10% discount off your first 40 hours of VA service, right? They're practically giving you your to-do list for free. So let's get it all done. Go to sonicva.com. Hire out, you do what you do best and hire out for all the rest. sonicva.com. That's sonicva.com, Bliss by the Lake Boutique, and beonztv.com. Thank you so much for sponsoring the Angel and Tina Morning Show. Okay, gals, we've only got a few minutes left in the show. So Sarah, do you have something you want to give away, a call to action, something you want to inspire our audience with today?
You know what? I'm just inspired by you guys. I really am. I think that there's just, there's just such an incredible explosion of women entrepreneurs right now. And I'm so inspired by that. I mean, growing up in the business, all my mentors were guys, which is great, but we all know like we do things a little bit different than them. And so it way different. And so it's just, I just love that there's so many incredible resources. And I love that you guys are such a great resource for so many women, because they are looking for different direction and places that they can go, or people that can help them, right? That can do a lot of that legwork where they're like, hey, I do want to write a book, but I have no idea where to start. Like, how do I actually like get things moving, right? And so I love that there's so many women that, are giving people resources that equip them to go out and really take on their calling, right? I think more women are really stepping into that. So I just want to thank you so much for having me on. And I love just what you guys are doing. I love, and it's funny because I really had no idea. Like, I did not know until I got on here today. I'm like, oh my God, I had no idea that these guys were about like writing and books and authors. And then like, I didn't know I was going to be out with Dr. Wendy. I'm like, I need to get her book. Like, I didn't even know any of this. And I think that's what's so neat is like, again, it's just say yes, guys, even if you don't even know what the heck is going on like me today. And I'm on here hanging out with all these great girls, right? That's, I just think is so powerful. So, I just think that, now is just such a good time to go with your heart, go with whatever your heart is telling you need to do, you need to do it. Life is so short, and, do it scared, do it not ready, just say yes, and the rest of it all falls in place. So I'm grateful that you had me on today, and I'm just excited to get other girls plugged into this as well.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much. I did something last week. I said yes, I had no idea what it was. Wendy, you did it yesterday. The Real Raw role play with Sean Callaghy. Sarah, have you ever been on the Real Raw? Oh,
Sarah, you're
okay.
gonna have to do this.
Okay, we'll have to get you plugged in.
All right. I'm saying yes. I'm saying yes.
Don't tell her anything.
We said yes and didn't know what it was. And it, was a little intimidating to go through, but it was just a great exercise, and we feel so empowered when we came out of it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, we will definitely plug you in. Wendy, call to action, last words of inspiration to our audience today.
Well, I just want to thank you and Tina. You are our influencers. You've been my influencers, and I appreciate that. And my call to action, of course, I'm going to plug my book. And it's not that I'm trying to sell a book, but it's such valuable information that people need, especially now that, the economic crisis. But it's, I've read it several times. I've gotten good feedback from the people that have bought it. So just make sure you go to Amazon, diagnose your financial health. And like I say, I'm not trying to sell the book, but you'll find that the information is so valuable, you'll be glad you did. And once you get the book, you can, not just once, you can do this anyway. Text the word TALK, TALK, to 770-796-4944 to get a 20-minute complimentary strategy session, because people are having to regroup. If you, Sarah talked about reinventing yourself, and even if you don't reinvent yourself, you have to reevaluate yourself. You have to reevaluate your finances, and I'd like to be the one to help you do that. And thank you for having me, ladies. Sarah, it's been such a pleasure with you today. So much fun, and I am looking.
Love how our audience, our guest, always. It has not been not one time in over 135 shows that we have done. Not one time have our audience, our guests haven't, like, somehow or another, like they just like, oh my gosh, we're a great fit. It just happens every time.
We definitely have the law of association going on here, right? Who you are, who you hang out with, and our tribe just continues to grow. Ladies, you've been just dynamite guests today. I'm super grateful to have you both on and to see that connection. Just say yes, take inspired action. Like, reinvent yourself, choose joy. I've got all of these little notes and comments.
I'm all down too. All of Sarah nuggets.
And even Dr. Wendy's book, right? Like,
yes,
get in the hold of your finances, right? If you want to go to the next level, you got to know money, right? Don't be afraid of it. Speak the language of it, understand it, get a grip on it. You got to know money. So diagnose your financial health and grab Wendy's book today. Leave her a review online. And take action, right? That's inspired action for sure. So super excited about that. I'm Angel Tussey. I am your media matchmaker. If you want to get more exposure, get more people to say, I've heard of you, leverage the power of other people's audiences, OPA, to attract more leads and scale your business. You can download my complimentary starter kit, my media starter kit, at my website, makeyourbigimpact.com. That's makeyourbigimpact.com. If you want to launch your book, your business, your brand, your movie, you want to do something big in a big, exciting way, check out our Tickled Pink Media Marketing Package, and you can text the word angel to 26786, and we'll get you information about your Tickled Pink Media Launch Package today.
I'm so glad. I love my Tickle. I love our Tickle Pink, like just the whole name of it. I'm Tina Torres, your client retention expert, otherwise known as the gratitude specialist. And if you're struggling with building your audience, finding the right clients, or even retaining those clients that you already have, I have a complimentary guide that'll help you grow your audience organically, online and offline, and connect and nurture those relationships authentically. And then take those relationships and turn them into paying clients. And you can grab your complimentary guide if you text the word connection to 26786. That is the word connection to 26786. We are Angel and Tina on the Angel and Tina Morning Show. We are so grateful to you, our audience members, for being our loyal fans. We hope we brought a bright start to your day. We will see you guys tomorrow. Thank you, Sarah, Dr. Wendy. It was such an honor. And make sure you guys take inspired action. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye, guys.